I want you to tell me first. Okay, morning, Parthi and Shruti. Do we expect anyone else to join?
Lokesh should be joining, sir.
Lokesh will be joining. Okay. So in the meantime, Shruti, I just asked Parthi that take for example, are you aware about you have been using functions like ggplot and all that? But what are the components or parts of a function?
Mhm. I don't know, sir. Like I said, I heard that question what you asked, Karthi sir, but we don't know exact parts as such. Like
Okay,
that.
so tomorrow, if there are thousands and thousands of functions, so tomorrow if you get a new function, how will you be able to write that function?
So first, is it like first we have to load the library of that
Okay,
function,
great, great,
uh,
great.
install, then load it, and then we have to writing part that that
Okay,
different because
so
some
what
has.
I will do is I'll share my entire screen,
Okay.
or maybe a particular window. Just give me a second. You are comfortable with our studio interface now?
Uh, yes, sir. We know how like the basic things in that, like how each for console and to open it.
Okay. So, regarding your individual projects, do you think this much learning is okay, or you need to go more?
We need to know more, sir, because analysis part or such things we have not started. We just started the basic of what our studio is, then some
Okay.
table and installing packages. Then we were more discussing on data visualization. So for
Okay.
that we had done hands-on. So that is more thorough, I think. More hands-on part we had done for making the ggplot. But that
Okay.
also only in one category, like the map and things, not everything. Sir had shown, but we had done hands-on for one particular part.
Okay. So, can you see my screen, our studio interface?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, is it clearly visible, or should I change the background to white?
It's visible, clearly visible.
It's visible. So right now I want to undertake a square root of 5462321 or some number.
Okay.
So how will I start?
S- Square root in the
Yeah,
parenthesis, we
I,
have to
want, I
write like
want to under I want there is some value and I want a square root of it. How will I start?
this. The function is Sqrt, sir.
Okay, so the first step we have followed. The first thing is I need to open a new project.
Okay.
Arun must have told you this, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. New
Then you have
Yes.
project.
to browse and say that okay, I want at particular this location. I'm going to create a folder called delete demo, and I have first thing is always work in the project mode. So maybe I'm going to say delete demo. Arun must have shared a file wherein you can automatically create subfolders and all that.
Yes,
Yes
sir.
or no?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So I've created a project. So what is the next step once the project is created? You have to tell me now. Then only I'll proceed further. There is uh, that's why I've taken a 2 hour session, because first half an hour I want to know where you are, and then first of all, apologies, I was not there in initial sessions. I was busy with my own commitments. But now I'll be more frequently interacting with you all. So I have created a project. Now I want to find square root of 54321.
First, we
So,
have to give
okay, where should I do that?
give some random hint to the studio page so that this is a project of finding square roots for better
What
understanding.
what are the different type of files in R? So please don't take
Uh,
me otherwise. I am not
Okay,
trying to demotivate you or something. I'm just trying to assess the, you might have heard the knowledge attitude practices. So I'm
Yes.
yes,
trying to assess the knowledge levels right now. So I'm asking you questions. Okay. Uh,
Okay.
I'll
okay,
I'll be covering all that in next maybe 40-45 minutes if you are not aware. And then we'll be shifting on to the main agenda point, which I would like to cover today. Okay.
okay.
So I have created a project.
Yes, sir.
Now what next? What is the next step?
We
What
have
should I
to
do?
first,
Yeah.
we
We
should
have to
open
open
the
R script,
R
Yeah, you
script.
should open a R
R
script.
script, R script.
Have you been introduced to R Markdown?
Just one class. Last class was about
Okay.
R Markdown.
Okay. So are you comfortable in opening R script or R Markdown?
R script, sir, because R Markdown only one class we had taken, like last 1 hour of the
Okay.
previous class.
Okay. So we'll stick on to R script. So I open a R script. I want to take a
Square root.
maybe my main aim is to understand components of a function, and my example is taking square root of 54231. Okay,
Okay.
so the function name is Sqrt.
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 Sqrt. I'm telling you because so it has, the moment I have typed the first three words, it has come automatically, right?
Yes,
What
sir.
should I do next?
Click on that SQRT, so it will come with the curly bracket.
You can click on that and it will come. But clicking will, I have to move my hand, go to the mouse, select this Sqrt, click on this, and it will come. It's it's
Yes,
it's
sir.
it's absolutely fine, but it is wasting my time. So it's easier to just press enter. I've
Okay.
just pressed enter. Like the moment I have written the first three letters, a drop down has come, and if I just press enter, now the function is there, right?
Function is there. Yes, sir.
Every function has got a function name. So the function name here is sqrt. The second component of the function is the parenthesis or the brackets, which has come automatically. And the third is arguments, which I am going to write 54231. And I press Control Enter, and I get the answer 232.8055. Right? Understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
So from here, I what I understand is that every function will have a name.
Yes, sir.
Most of the time, that name will be self-satisfactory or explanatory.
Yes.
The second thing is it will always have a parenthesis, an opening and closing parenthesis. If I don't use this closing parenthesis, what will happen? It will throw an error, or it will say
Okay.
plus something is missing in the console, right? If I in the console put a closing bracket and again press enter, it will the function is complete, right?
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now I am going to take another example wherein I am going to calculate mean of values. Are you aware that there are different kind of variables? Like if I want to create a variable, you are aware about this operator? Anywhere, if you are not aware, please let me know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is
Yes,
So I'm taking 2,
assigning.
4, 5, 6. So I have a variable and I want mean. So the moment drop down mean is coming, I go to mean, I click enter and I write var
variable.
I variable has come, I click enter and then I click control enter and I get the mean in the console. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So right now what is happening is whatever codes I am giving, we are getting in the script, and whatever outcome we are getting in the console. Correct?
Yes, sir.
yes,
Uh, since Arun has introduced you to the script Markdown, I'll open a R Markdown document also. Till here it is fine, and I'll keep it right now for the timing as a Word document. Okay.
Okay.
Once you open a R Markdown from my side, leave the YAML header right now, leave the setup right now, and everything below our markdown just delete it. Okay? And just click some enter so that you have space to work on. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now the first thing I will do is I'll save this. I'll save this in a folder called RMD. I'll name it as demo on 11/07/2023. Okay. What if I need right now? What it will show is what would what do you expect? Nothing, right? It's a plain
yes,
document, correct?
Yes, sir.
yes,
We had given title and author's name. That's only is coming. I'm going back to this script. I'm just copying the entire script from here and I'm pasting it here. Okay. I'm going to knit again this document. And now what I am getting is demo, the name which we had given, the author's name and the date, which is by default picked up, and something which is similar to what is there in the word. Yes or no? It hasn't done any function. Like I have written Sqrt 54231, so it has taken it as a word only, right? Are you with me?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay. However, if I want this square root to work in a manner the way it was working this R script, what I need to do is I need to insert a code chunk. That code chunk we can insert it using this. There is a plus sign over here. I can click on plus. So there are three backticks followed by curly
Parenthesis.
brackets where R is written. And now if I place the square root here and try to knit it again, what I see is that rest all is still as a word, but this square root has started working as a R script or as a function. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The details Arun will be taking later on, but this is one thing which is easier. So whatever is within the R code chunk is working exactly similar to what is there in the R script, but whatever is outside this code chunk is working very similar to what is there in Word. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
In R code chunks, you can I can say this as mean square root, give assignment operator, and if I click on square enter, if I click on this enter, it will right now not showing. So what I can do is in settings, I can say chunk output inline. I don't want in console. I want chunk output in line because if I click on this mean square root, now if you see my console, the answer is there. It's also there in line.
Can you show what option was that changed to?
Okay. I'll go back. If I go to settings, by default, it is chunk output in console, right?
Okay.
So I have calculated a mean square root. I'll write mean underscore mean square root has come. I'll just click on enter. See what happens is the moment you start using the prompts which are given, the chances of manual errors, like rather than writing Sqrt, I might have done a manual error and written Sqt, then it will throw
Okay.
error. Yes, there is no object mean Sqrt. But if I use mean underscore and from drop down, I either use my mouse or I use up down buttons and click on mean Sqrt and click on control enter, it will give me the answer. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now if I knit it, just a second. Now if I knit it, so it is creating a word file for me, which is giving me an output also. Right? Okay till now.
Yes, sir.
Now in the settings, uh, let us say I want to write a inline code chunks. Maybe I'll avoid just for an example. I'll just write the mean square root of copy paste is
240.
backstroke R. I'll copy this from here. Why I'm copy pasting is to reduce manual errors. Full stop. and I don't want to show this. So I have settings and I can say uh, show output only. Okay, there are multiple options. Show output, show code and output, show nothing, run code, and show nothing, don't run code. So I want only output. Okay, or maybe I show nothing, run code. I apply this, and if I knit it again to Word, it is say the mean square root of this is this much. Now I want this to be rounded off. The function will be round. Are you with me?
Yes,
And I
sir.
want to round it up to 2 decimal points. Now if I knit it, so it shows me the mean square root of this is 232.88. Correct?
Yes, 232.
So so I'll what I'll just because I'll be sharing this later with you to understand components of a function. What I am saying is example is square root of 542. I'll remove this first. So the first component is function name, and I can say you can understand about about a function using helping or a I'll show you. Here you can insert using here, or you can create your own shortcuts. You know now you can create your shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts. You are aware of these shortcuts?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of shortcuts. Okay, if if I start showing you just a second, I'll shift and stop sharing and I'll share my entire screen.
Gurpreet, sir, I think you are muted. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I said is the first component is always a function name. And you can understand about, see, let us say I ask you, there is a function called geom underscore sf, and I want to understand about that function. You cannot memorize everything, na? So you need to know what are the components of the function. So I am saying the first component is a function name, and you can understand about a function using a help pane or a question mark, or uh, you can, if I place this question mark, it has come, or if I go to this help and I write Sqrt, it will give me an answer. If I write MEAN and choose on mean, it will tell me about mean, right?
Yes.
Clear?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Then subsequently, the second component is parenthesis, which are opening and closing brackets both. These parentheses are automatically placed if you choose from drop down list. Okay, so if I am writing Sqrt full, then I am not getting parentheses. I need to put the parentheses. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
But if I say SQR and I click on enter, it is giving me automatically a parenthesis, opening and closing bracket. Correct?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Now, a good a good practice is to click enter after you get the parenthesis component. So a good practice is the moment you get this parenthesis, I am going to write this again. So the moment you write SQRT has come, I have clicked enter. It has automatically opened a parenthesis, and automatically to the left and right of cursor, the parentheses are there. It's a good option to click on enter here. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So what
Yes.
is happening is, because as the functions will keep getting complicated, there will be more and more of parentheses. So to reduce the number of mistakes, it's always better you, as a good practice, to click enter after you get the parenthesis component, right? So here also I'll give a question mark because I haven't entered the third component and it is giving me this. So maybe rather than square root, we will take example as mean. So I'll say here example. And if you see here outline, the outline is also coming, right? Uh, Invariably, the moment I am saying mean, I'll write again MEA. It has shown me. I have clicked enter. The parenthesis has come. I click enter, and now it gives me a clean row or clean slate to write mean of whatever I want. If I want to understand what this function does, I click question mark and click on control enter as you do in script. So it will give you the
The
description
description.
of about what this arithmetic means, right?
Yes.
And alternate alternate option to get help is by clicking F1
F1.
button or Fn plus F1 button on your laptop. Okay,
F1 is a
Yes.
function plus F1 is a.
Fn is there na
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes.
with F capital. Okay, so if you click both of them on your laptop, then also you will get this kind of thing, right? Now, the third component, third component is arguments. Meaning to say, if I want SQR square root, I will click enter. I want square root of 54231 and I click enter. It will give me an answer in the console, right? But it's
Yes.
really difficult for me right now. I have to move my eyes. See, what Biju sir told me, and a lot of mentors have told me, is you need to be really comfortable when you are writing codes or programming. So what option I'm going to use is, rather than show out chunk output in console, I am going to say chunk output inline. Now if I run this, it will show me answer here only. So which is easier? What do you think?
This is easy.
This is easier because at the same time I can do work simultaneously. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So I'll just remove this one. So it's 640 already. Now the last thing I want to is, you have gone through the primers Arun might have shared with you. R primers. There is something called uh, was it primer? So Arun must have shared this thing with you, like the
So if the
basics.
one video was sent, please show that. This on basic.
Okay, so if you look at programming basics, so it gives you functions, and what I am saying exactly the same. It's a small.
Yes, sir. This
So
sir had shared. Like
This we have done.
yes, we have done, sir.
you've
This we
gone
have
through
done.
this. You have gone through these.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Please go through all this programming basics again, especially the
Okay,
Okay.
functions
sir.
part and the
Okay.
arguments part. Okay,
Okay, sir.
because the third component is arguments. Okay, now these arguments can be optional arguments. These arguments can be mandatory arguments. Like take for example, if I have a variable one, which is maybe 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5, comma 6, and I want to look at the mean of variable one, then it will give me a mean, right? But
Yes,
what if I have a, so I'll write here optional arguments. So if you see this, it is giving you the right answer. I am copy and pasting it again, but instead of 5, I am saying NA. Okay. And I label it as variable optional. I'm just copying this. I'm pasting it here. I'm running this, and I click on mean, and it is not giving me an answer. What can be the problem?
The NA is the
no,
problem.
N is the problem. It cannot
NA in the
compute the main.
So it means there are some optional arguments. So if
yes.
I go on to click on the center of mean and I press F1, the moment I press F1, it says it is a generic function for the arithmetic mean. The default message is x trim na.rm is equal to false.
False.
Na.rm, a logical evaluation or to true or false, indicating whether na value should be skipped before the computation process. So this na.rm, if I add here, is equal to true,
True.
then it will give me an answer. So this na.rm is actually a optional argument, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So till now, all clear.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So so first thing I wanted to ask you all was about this. So you need to go through your basics again. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It's quite easy to create, move ahead. See, till the time your foundations are not strong, you'll get stuck again and again at n number of places. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So please brush up your basics again and again. Look at the function. Always look for what the function is. What is the description of the function? Like again, I'll share my screen. If I again go to our studio, I can expand this by clicking this expand button. You are aware about this button, na? So
Yes,
here
sir.
it is giving examples also. Like it gives you what is the description, what is the use, what are the arguments. So there will be some mandatory arguments, some optional arguments. What is the value? What is the reference? So if you want to read more about this, I can always look at this reference. It also gives you other options related to this particular function like weighted mean or column means for rows and columns, and you can look at some examples also, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
always whenever you are
Okay, sir.
introduced to a new function, one of the homeworks is you have to go through the description of this function, usage, arguments, value, references, and you have to see the related ones and run the examples which are already available in our studio. Correct?
Oh,
Only
Okay, sir.
then, after 3 to 4 months, you will be more comfortable. Okay. So this was part one. Let us go on to part two, which you said you have already done, and which is visualization. Now I want to visualize something. So what is the first thing I'll do?
Load the
load the libraries,
package, library,
Load the
packages.
packages.
libraries or packages. You can. It's a interchangeable word. Packages is the term which is commonly used in R. In other programming languages, you may be using the word library. In R also, when you are installing a package, you are installing a package by using a code called install.package, or you go to packages and you click on install, and from here you use the word package, right?
Yes,
Or if I introduce a R code chunk, see, R code chunk is your R script.
Okay.
Anything below and like before and after this R code chunk is your Word document.
Okay.
Okay,
yes,
like I can store this as mean optional, and I can say here the mean of values with missing variable was backslash r mean option. I can go back to the settings and I can say that, okay, let us first knit right now. Since we had put some question marks, that's why it's showing all that. Okay. So for the time being, I'll say show nothing, or maybe I'll comment it. I'll comment this also because it is taking me out of my environment.
Mm.
Are you getting? The moment I am saying question mark something, it is telling me that I need help. So it is making me
yes,
move out of the
The
environment,
and
and that's why it's not showing.
sir, it has come as error now.
Okay, we have to read the error. No? See, the output file is this, pendoc is this. So the error is because there is already a document open, pendoc document filled up with error because the permission is denied. Because
Okay.
already I had opened one Word document which was not allowing me to alter it. So error teaches you, every time error will teach you something. So now if I do this, it is showing me to understand about a function. The second component is parenthesis. The third component is arguments. Um, or the third component is arguments. And we looked at optional arguments wherein we placed a NA and we said this, right? But when you are writing your thesis or your manuscript, usually what happens is once you are satisfied doing everything, that if everything is working fine, your codes are fine, you can go to setup and you can say show nothing, run code. Okay, my Word document is closed. And if I now click on it to Word, it is showing me something which is what I want to read. But one thing you could see is part 2 visualization has come like this.
Yes, I with the other line.
Why is it so? See, to explain it in simple terms, every person requires some personal space, right? Similarly, in R also, it's always good to give a space in between. Like when we were using the codes, we were giving a space here between these two.
Yes,
Similarly,
sir.
when you starting a R code chunk and when you are ending a R code chunk, you should give a space. Here, what we had done was in this part 2 visualization, we had not given a space. Now, if I give a space and I knit it, now it is coming like this, right? One more thing I'll add. See, our Markdown Arun will be covering in detail, but maybe I want to say that output table of contents is true and table of content depth is equal to is 4. If knit to word, Aaron YAML output word document. Just give me a second. So maybe I would like to refer to a book called open a new tab. R Markdown definitive guide. Table of contents. There is a book called R Markdown Definitive Guide, and I specifically want to look at table of contents. So output, I have got my mistake. Output, I need to put Word document below. And then I have to say that in this Word document. That's why I was saying don't touch this part right now, but just for Is it true? Yes.
No, Gurpreet, the TOC, the true argument has to be in small letters. Huh?
Yeah. If now here indenting, maybe Arun is a better person with this. So maybe Arun, what problem do you foresee?
Yeah, I think you can remove anything above that chunk and this thing. TOC true is fine. Forget about the depth. Yeah, even editor options also you can remove. Now you knit it.
No. Output Word document. Yes.
To knit. I think you can change the word to HTML. Underscore document. Now knit it. No. Just hit Control Shift K.
And maybe I'll give a TOC depth also. Okay, some issue. That's why this YAML part should not be touched because a single mistake will not allow you to. So we'll come on to part two visualization. Okay, so our output is similar, and if I knit it, so I wanted you to show the table of contents, but somehow it is not coming right now. Maybe in the next session, Arun or I'll also read through and we'll get the answer. Maybe for Word, some package might be required. Arun. Okay, whatever it is, let's not digress from the main topic. Okay, so for visualization, what all libraries you need to load?
Tidyverse.
Tidyverse.
Okay, how will we load it? If I don't have a tidyverse in my computer, what will I do?
Install dot.
Install dot packages.
Okay, install dot packages. Then
Tidyverse.
Tidyverse in apostrophe. In apostrophe.
Again, you are doing it manually. Try to be
I
lazy.
think
Just
we
type
should just
tidy
TI. Type.
Okay.
verse. The moment tidy verse has come, I click on enter and automatically it will write it in the correct format.
No,
Yes.
but I'm
You
glad that you guys realize that for install packages, you need to put it in apostrophes, right? Inverted call, comma.
Yes.
Whereas for library, you don't require to do that.
Yes.
Yes.
know, my aim of telling you again and again to be lazy is because the moment you start trying to type everything yourself, one, you need to remember a lot of things. Two, manual errors will come.
Yes.
But I already
Yes.
have Tidyverse, so I am not going to install it. Now let us say I have installed Tidyverse. Which function which I'll be using?
Library.
Library.
Lib or library has come. What next?
Yes.
Press enter.
Presenter.
Enter.
Again press enter and I'll say tidy verse press enter. See, automatically it has not taken those parent what we
Okay.
call the inverted commas or whatever, right? And it
Yes.
is see, it's our by default habit of writing long codes horizontally, but it's always better to write codes vertically because it's easy to read. Now, if you are reading this code, it's very clear in the first line that you are loading a library. In the second line, it's very clear you are loading tidyverse. Since it's a short code, you could have written it like this also. Okay,
Yes.
Yes.
so both of them makes the same remains the same thing, but important is to do this. Okay, so I have installed the library tidyverse. What next?
Find the code.
Sorry.
Yes. You have to run it like the install like
Yeah, okay,
install.
I have run this package. What next? What is this saying?
Saying what all are included in the tidyverse package, like all these, like the
So
flare.
it is telling me that attaching core tidyverse packages because tidyverse itself is a meta package. So it is installing a lot of packages like dplyr, 4cats and all that. The second part is telling about some conflicts. So you should always look at what conflicts are there because this filter, lag, select, and other when you will be working on multiple packages, there will be conflicts, and you see this dplyr semicolon semicolon. It will ensure that whether I want to use dplyr from filter from dplyr package or filter from stats package.
That's better.
Okay, so if you have
Yes.
a conflict between two packages, it's always a good practice to use that, specify that this is the package from which I want this particular function, right? Okay,
Yes.
okay. After loading library, what else? What next I need to do?
Sir, but this conflict, it comes automatically. No? We cannot change that. So you said
Sorry.
we can, sir, no, sir, you just said we can write, we should write which conflict is there, but these things are like coming automatically, no, sir.
Yeah, these will come automatically because this filter function is there in dplyr package also, and the filter function is there in stats package also. So if you write filter only, then it will use the deep layer package, because this
Okay.
deep layer package is masking the stats package.
Okay.
But if the moment you start using SF package, the SF package, let me load this SF package also. Library, since it's a short code, I am not going to press enter. And if I need to install. Arun, can you see the difference? After see, I completed my PhD with use of SF package for maybe more than 60% of times. But right now I am not having this SF package. So this happened because I updated my R software per se after completion of my PhD results. Okay. When I did that, all my packages which were there earlier automatically got uninstalled. Now there is a package called R install R or install R. I think it's R install R ran. Maybe I'll share it on WhatsApp. There is a package to install the um, new version of R without deleting your existing packages. Install R without deleting previous packages. I had read it on our bloggers, I think. How to upgrade R without losing your packages. So there is a package called mm, upgrade R without packages. So there is a package. Yeah, this is install R package. Install. So if you see this, install R package provides R functions for installing and updating software and mostly focuses on R itself. This package can upgrade R by running simple function, install all relevant software for our development, and using this you can run install.rtools to install the newest compatible version of rtools automatically, and you don't lose the previous packages also, right? So but if I now load library as safe, it is not showing. Arun, select function, we were having issues with the SP. There are packages which gives you an issue. I think raster is the one. See, manual errors. Installed out packages. Raster. You just saw the manual error which I did. Now if I load library raster, okay, just give me a second. See here, like in tidyverse, it is also load attaching a lot of packages, but here it is saying it conflicts lubricate, tidyr, and dplyr select, mass raster select. So if you are using this FPP package, which is basically used for time series forecasting, it has a lot of conflicts with lubricate, tidyr, dplyr, and other functions. So it's better to we'll just maybe have a small demo on that. Okay, so you have loaded libraries. What next to do?
Feed the data, sir.
Okay, load data. Which data you have? You have world data. How do you load the data?
Uh,
Sorry,
we need to have the
we
data
am
set.
hard of hearing.
Sorry. So we need to have the data set in our computer. So
Okay, we need to have our data set in your computer. So since I have not run that code, I'll label something as data, and maybe I'll use this file, World India compliant, and I'll put it in this World India compliant. So how will I now if I look at this data, I have this World India compliant.rds file. How do I load it?
By the packages here and reader.
packages.
Okay, should I install the package here, or
Yes, sir.
should I in here should I give library like I had said library tidyverse? Should I say library here?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
library here.
Library.
Okay, one thing again I would like to share. If you are going to load only one data set, then please don't, or if you are going to use a function from a library only once, then don't load the library. Because see, you have to keep your computer as computationally efficient as possible. The moment we load the library, it occupies a space in the computer. Just a second, just a second. I'll get back to you. Just give me 1 minute. I'll get back to you. Okay, apologies for a break. I hope you all should take a break. Uh, can I see all your faces? Can you open your yeah? I request everyone to stand up, please. Let's stand up. I'll- You know what is the posture if you are doing a desk job?
Yes, sir. Sitting.
Okay, what is the posture if you are doing a desk job? What should you do?
Chamber poster, sir.
After around half an hour, what should you do?
You should be stretching, sir.
You should be stretching. How do you stretch?
Just stand up and stretch.
No, there. See, when you are sitting, when I am sitting, my back is in flexion. What I need to do is just keep my hands on my hips and bend backwards as much as possible. Just try bending backwards. Don't fall and look towards the wall. Or you can open your arms and do that कुछ होता है या DDSG वाला posture. You'll feel a bit relaxed for your back. Okay, let's come back. Done?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now I was saying if you are using a function from a given package only once, then it's not mandatory to load that package because that package is going to occupy some space in your system or your computer, which is going to decrease the computational efficiency to some extent. Till the time you are using small datasets, it's okay. The moment you shift on to large datasets, those small changes will really make a difference. So I don't want to load library SF, but I want to read this file world india compliant.rds, which is there in my data folder. How will I read it?
We need Excel function to read.
You can send it on WhatsApp or there might be a chat option here. You can send it on chat also. Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay, write the code and send it on chat. I want to read a file in my data folder. The file is named X. Let us assume that. For simplicity, how will you load the file? I have not installed. Let us say I have installed library here. How will you load it?
Is it
Okay, tell me verbally, how will you load it?
is it this function read double quotation then Excel? I don't remember exactly, sir, but we have done
Okay,
it.
good. I am happy that you have written something which I wanted to see, though you have written it entirely wrong, but it's a good effort. It's a good effort.
Mm.
See, we know this is a RDS file. Yes.
Yes.
So we will not be using this read Excel. If I have
Okay.
to read a Excel file, then only I'll be using the function read underscore Excel.
Yes.
If I have to read a CSV file, I'll be using the function read underscore CSV.
Yes. 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 Sir.
Yes, sir.
But if I am going to read a RDS file,
It
do
will
I
be-
need to use a function read underscore Excel?
Yes, sir. Read. Then is it for RDs? Read
Yeah.
RD.
So I am going to write read. Just look at the screen. Read underscore R. So read RDS has come. So I'll click on enter. I'll
Yes.
click one more enter.
So
Okay.
your R
So
Studio
Pulpreet,
has not been
your
shared.
screen is not sharing.
Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Your R Studio is not visible.
It's not. It's not the R studio.
Yeah, I'll open my R Studio. So if I have to load a art, see, you have to see what type of file is there, what type of variable is there. Okay, tell me the basics. What are the types of variables? Quick answers. What are the type of variables?
Category
Numeric
variables,
category
parameter,
continuous variable.
What
interval
are
variable.
Numerical and non-numerical.
numerical and non-numerical? Great. What do we call numerical variables as in epidemiology? See, you are not a IT person. We are doctors. So we call them as quantitative and
Quant
qualitative
okay.
variables.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Quantitative and qualitative.
See, a IT person saying numerical, non-numerical person, I'll be okay with it. But a person with a background from medicine should be using quantitative, qualitative, because if you are interacting with your colleagues in medicine or in surgery, they'll be it will be easier for you to communicate. Later on, you can tell them, ki, okay, quantitative are those where numbers are involved. Qualitative are those where numbers are not involved. It's
Okay.
something which is descriptive in nature. We are right now not focusing on qualitative research per se. We are focusing right now on quantitative research or numerical data only.
Yes.
What type of visualizations you can make with quantitative variables, which are what type of quantitative variables are there or numerical
Continuous and
variables are there?
continuous and discrete variable.
Continuous and discrete. Any other? So I am asking you in other words, what are the different scales of measurement?
Scales are no, nominal, ordinal, ratio, and interval scale.
Ratio, interval variables.
That's what I wanted to hear. You have a it starts with uh, uh, interval scale, nominal scale, ordinal scale. Ordinal scale, then Nominal scale can be non-ordinal or ordinal. Are you getting it?
Yes.
There is a
Yes.
textbook called Stats at Square One, Statistics at Square One, and there is a book called Statistics at Square Two. A must-read book for you.
Can you put in chat box or the name, sir?
I'll I'll give you the links also. So this is the first book, Statistics at Square One. Okay. And the second one is Statistics at Square Two. Okay. So do read these books. Because till the time your stats are not strong, this is just a tool. You tell this tool to calculate the mean for a non-normal distributed variable. It will calculate it, but that is not right. Okay, so your statistics need to be brushed up thoroughly. Okay, so load data. So load data, I am going to use read. It's a RDS file. I write read R. So read RDS function has come. Now I have not loaded the package here. So what I'll do is I will write here and I'll put two semicolons. The moment I put it, it shows me all the functions and I want to use this function here. I click enter. And now I know this file is in a folder called data. Correct? And so data is an argument. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Argument is what? Argument is there is a function name, parenthesis, and whatever is within that parenthesis are arguments. Arguments are like I'll speak like give me that teaspoon. So in English language, you are telling someone give me that teaspoon. Give me that teaspoon is a argument. Give me that teaspoon which is yellow in color. So give me that teaspoon is a mandatory argument because you need a teaspoon. But which is yellow in color is a optional argument.
Yes.
Are you getting it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And all the arguments in our language are separated by a comma. So after
Yes.
data, I need to write the file name, right? So what I usually do is I usually click this and I click rename. I copy the entire thing, Control C, cancel it, go here again and paste it so that I don't do silly mistakes in typing. Understood? And
Yes.
then I run this. If it is running fine, it will not show an error. Once it is not showing an error, I will label it as a data frame.
Data frame.
Give an assignment operator. Did you understand the steps what I did?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I'll, for the sake of repetition, Arun, have we covered this in detail? Okay, Arun might not be here, and we have another
It has
guest.
been
It has been covered. Okay. So
multiple
now I
times. It
am
has been
the
covered.
name. What next I need to do?
To see the glimpse of the data frame, data file.
What is that called?
Plotting
Explore.
data.
Exploratory data analysis.
Yes, sir.
If you want to explore the data, you can use the function glimpse
Glimpse. DF.
df. So what is df? Df is a see now again. If I click on glimpse and I click on F1 or question mark, it is telling me get a glimpse of your data from a package pillar, get a glimpse of your data from package dplyr. This is what I am going to use. So I click here and it gives me a description. It gives me a value, what is going to be the outcome. It gives me some examples also, right? So I'm going to say glimpse. Glimpse what? If you look at the examples here, they are they are using Star Wars, but we are using DF. So my argument is glimpse this data frame. So again, coming R is a statistical and programming language. So every language has got grammar, verbs, adverbs, adjectives, and a way of speaking, right? So here, every time I want to tell my computer to do something, I need to call a function. That function will have a name. Since I want to glimpse my data set, I will use the function glimpse. Now this function will have three components. One component you have already sorted out, that is the function name. The second is the parenthesis, which you have automatically were placed. And the third is the argument, which is what do you want to glimpse? I want to glimpse the data frame. And then I click on Control Enter. So I am seeing this particular thing. Clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So here what I can see is there are 254 rows. There are 3 columns.
Recall.
What else you have been told? You can skim. You can skim. So I can use skim function from df. Why is it taking so much time? Can you
Because it has
just
the geometry in it.
geometry thing? Great, great. I'm really happy. Because geometry is something which is so I'm not going to use this function skim because it's a geometry. What I can do is I can say df, then you know about this pipe function.
Yes, sir.
It comes from which package? Pipe function comes from which package?
Mr. Sir, I forgot.
Tidyverse. It comes from tidyverse.
Right.
Okay, I'm saying df, then from sf package I am saying st drop geometry, and now from skim package I am saying skim whatever is there. So it has given me a skim. So I have a id, mean doesn't hold any value. There are it's a pipe data, 254 rows are there and 2 columns are there. Both the columns are correct. One is character and one is numeric. I can also view it. I can view it by just clicking here or using the function view, and it shows me admin and geometry. Again, it is taking time because its geometry is heavy. So let us say admin is there. Admin is the country name. right? What if I want to change the country name to uh, from admin, like there I can say that df, then names. So I have admin, geometry, and ID. I want to change this name admin to country. What will I do? How can I change the name? It has not been covered yet.
If mutate and become new column.
Yes, yes. See, what does mutate means?
Mutate means making a new
To create
variable
to create a
To
new column.
column.
create a new column.
New column.
Have you worked on SPSS?
Yes, sir.
In SPSS, there is a function called transform.
Trans
The moment you go into data drop down, there is a function called transform. So or transmute, and you can say transform into a new variable or transform the same variable.
yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, here also you can use the function mutate from dplyr package or tidyverse meta package, and you can uh, rename it. So let's do
Okay.
this exercise once. Give some space. I'm going to create. I'll start using the words mutate to a new. Yeah, mutate. Since admin is in capitals, I don't want any mistakes. So mutate admin into country. So I'll say take this data frame, then mutate country is equal to ADMIN. Okay,
Yes.
I run it. It's running fine.
Yes, sir.
And then select what will select does.
Select
What will
the
select do?
column.
So I don't want this admin column. Select minus admin. Is it running fine? Yes, it's running fine.
Yes.
Once your code is running fine, then the last thing to do is assign it and run it. Okay.
So we cannot use the function rename, sir, from dplyr.
Sorry.
There is a rename function from dplyr package, so just to rename the column.
Yeah, you can do that also.
Yeah, in fact,
Okay.
I think that is a better one, no? Because with one step you can mutate and select both, right?
So it will be df, then rename, rename
Country
Equal
equals to admin.
p equal
Admin.
a d m I n. Is it running fine?
Now you already assigned
Yeah.
DF, no, in the previous
Okay.
code.
I'll run till here. And then I'll say country rename. So this is another way. Yeah. Uh, have you heard about Headley Wickham?
Yes, sir.
Have you heard about Headley Wickham?
Yes, sir. RM sir was saying.
There is a quote in R for Data Science book which says it's not important. It's important to have clean codes, but the more important thing is that your code should work. So Arun, has much more experience than me, so he does the work in a single line, which I take 4 lines to do. So that's because of his experience. I forgot this rename function. And I am actually working on R today after maybe 3 4 months or so. Okay, so now since this code is running fine, I can assign it and create DF. Now I want to make a plot. Make a plot. I want to make a plot. Before making a plot, I should always visualize what I want to make. I want to make a plot wherein each country has a different color. Let us say this is my visualization. How will I do that? I want to make a plot. I have a data set which is a SF for geometry, and I want to make a plot wherein each country has a different color.
We're using ggplot.
What do you? Okay, what will? How will we go about?
Dr. Gurpreet, I think 15 minutes is there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
How will I do that?
Easy.
You have to speak now.
Hello, sorry, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
So we have to do it using the ggplot. Okay.
You have to use the ggplot. But before writing the code, I want you to think how the code will be written. What will you do? You will take the data set,
Yes, sir.
then you will use ggplot function, and then you will be making a choropleth map,
Yes, sir.
right? Yes
Yes,
or
sir.
no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So I say df, then ggplot.
ggplot.
In this ggplot, I need not disturb it because I'll say what will happen if I say df plus ggplot? What it gives you is
Blank.
Blank.
a blank sheet. Now on this blank sheet, I want to add something. I
Yes,
want to
sir.
add geom underscore
Geom_. Yes, sir.
sf.
So,
What does geom underscore sf does?
Add layers and colors.
Yeah, it will add layer. But what does it? How will I understand what geom underscore sf does?
Help. Basically.
You have to click F1.
Yes.
It visualizes SF objects. Arun, can I get maybe an hour or so on visualization again? Arun, are you there? Arun? Dr. Arun? Okay, so we'll talk about this later. So I have to give some aesthetic.
Aesthetics. Aesthetics. Fill equals country.
Do I really need to give aesthetics here? But let's see what happens if I say geom underscore sf. It has created something,
Yes, sir.
okay. So
but my idea is that each country should have a
Country
different
has
color.
different
different
color.
color.
So when I'm saying each country should have a different color, it means that this particular country name is something which is determining the aesthetics of my map,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So I'll say aesthetics, color is equal to fine.
Country.
Country.
Are you comfortable creating a, but a lot of legend is coming, so I don't want a legend. So I'll say theme legend dot position is equal to false. So what I do usually when I get stuck is I open something which is called pg plot cook book. I'll go on graphs. I can look at legends and removing the legend is theme legend or position is equal to none. Mhm. Run this and I get a map where the color is as per the country. If I change, if I
Fill.
add along with this, I say fill is equal
Fill
to
equal to country.
country. I'll get this. What if I say I want only fill equals to country, but I want boundaries as black only. So I can say only fill is equal to country.
Okay.
Okay. Then I want to add some labels. So I can say labs title
Is
is
equal to
equal to world map India compliant. I want to say subtitle is equal to demonstration. I can say caption is equal to PHDMI. I can say mm, the- close the. You can see at 125 there is a cross sign which is saying that here I have an error. So the error is that I have not closed this particular thing. And now if I run this, so I get a map wherein I have this world map India compliant demonstration and I have a caption which is I
HDMI.
can say source is PHDMI. Are you getting something?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Homework for you. What you need to go to do is you just need to type our go to ResearchGate. Maybe projects they have removed now. Go to this code and go to spatial data visualization in that. No, not spatial data visualization right now. Research.
So Gurpreet, I think you can share them the link, no? Direct link.
Yeah, I'll share
The
the
RPubs
link.
link. Yeah.
I am not going further into interpolation or anything. Maybe Arun, I'll start taking their classes more frequently. I am on leave this month, so uh, but I'll be available early morning. So you need to get up early morning.
Okay.
I think for the others it might be difficult because only two of them were able to join the morning sessions. Maybe we will have
Or
to
we
accommodate
can
their needs.
see, Arun. The thing is, in afternoon or evening, I cannot commit because uh, try to understand. Last leave I took 1 year back. Now
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
get that.
relatives.
No, what I'm trying to say is that we have to be a little more accommodative of these, the mentees' needs as well, no?
Then maybe afternoon hours again it will be an issue or late night hours.
Yeah, I think maybe you guys can decide on the group or whatever. Maybe you can be a little more specific also. You can go through all the R codes that are there in Dr. Gurpreet's RPubs web
Okay.
page. Maybe Gurpreet sir will be sharing the link with you. And if you want
Okay.
any more in detail tutorial of any of those RPubs, maybe Gurpreet sir can take the session, right? That can also be something that Dr. Gurpreet will be available for you anytime.
Like if you see this data visualization, this is a older one. Maybe I'll share the recent one with them, spatial data visualization.
Yeah, but be aware that some of these are quite old in terms of 2 years, 3 years old. So there might be some issues if you want to make it work in your system. But I think troubleshooting and all, you guys will be able to do it by now.
Yeah, like this spatial, sorry. So spatial data visualization, if you see, this we had prepared around 3 years ago, but it tells you about how to load package, load data, understanding data, plotting the file, point data, geometry of a SIF object, how to uh, it's self-explanatory in its own nature. And after this, there is one more version which we have not uploaded. So this month I'll be working on again on RPubs and updating all my codes. So that's all from my side. Any questions per se till now? Actually, I haven't said anything new today. I have tried to assess where we are, and now in the next session, I would like to sit along with Arun and Dr. Arun and self would like to give you some guidance towards your projects per se and slowly now take you towards the learnings required for your specific projects.
Okay,
The
sir.
others can join
Okay.
always. That's my suggestion. The others can always join, but if
Yes.
now we home on to 2 or 3 projects, we'll start focusing on how to